have to say, we'll talk about creating a winning culture, but if you don't have a learning culture to base that on, then nothing's going to happen. It's all about how can we learn faster and how can we change faster, because that's what's happening out there. The only thing in the arena is uncertainty, chaos, and change. And we've got to prepare kids to climb up their own mountains to get there. They'll never do that if we are not world-class ourselves at climbing our own mountains, to develop ourselves as coaches. And I think that all starts with the idea of being world-class at your 3 R's. Each R stands for a responsibility. The first responsibility is for your own performance as a coach, working with young people, taking them on the journey. You've got to be world best at that. Second responsibility is for your own development, or how so you might say. I mean, if you're the coach, that's your job. I can't dream your dreams for you, and I can't realize them for you either. I can be the wind beneath your wings. I can be there for you when you need that, but you know where you're going. You know when you're off track or on track. It's your responsibility, your own development. And your third responsibility is to remember you're part of a never-ending story about coaching. We owe it to future generations to pass on our knowledge. So the third responsibility is to stand other people on our shoulders to be better and different coaches in the future. Part of that journey, of course, in growing and learning is that there's some things in life you can be taught. There are other things in life you can only learn. You can be taught the tools of your trade, the principles of coaching, the techniques, the tactics, training methods, and so on. But you can only learn the art of coaching, how you take these instruments and create music from them for the people that you're coaching. That means you've got to have courage at some point as a coach to bear in mind this. We're supposed to ensure that our athletes and players take ownership of their future. Khalil Gibran, in his book, The Prophet, kind of summarized the process when he spoke of parents and children in the poem. And to paraphrase that, he said, the parent is to the bow as the child is to the arrow. And we've got to remember that as coaches. We try to give them direction, we try to give them power, but we're supposed to let go. Because in the final analysis, young people learn through the experience of making their own decisions out there. I think it's wrong for coaches to be jumping over the wall, coming down to speak to their athletes when they're in the middle of competition. Because how are they going to learn? If you make their decisions for them, how are they going to learn about making decisions under pressure? So the problem with all that, well, as Vernon Law said, experience is the cruelest of all teachers, because she gives you the test first and the lesson second. So as a coach, what do you have to be sure of? You create the situations where they can do the learning, and you are there for them after the experience to challenge them. What could you have done better? What could you have done differently? Was that the correct decision? Is there a better one? And to probably get it into young people's heads, and maybe if I could put this into the heads of all coaches, when we come to occasions like this, when we go to a coaching session, there might be a question at the back of your mind, which is, what's the answer? What's the solution? But the truth is, that's not the question you should be asking by the time they leave you. It's how many answers are there? How many solutions are there? There are steps to take in all of this as you grow from, I think, being an embryonic coach through 7 steps in my language to being, if you like, a sage mentor. If you like, you've got to the top, you've done it all. For goodness sake, send the elevator back down for people to come up. And what will help them to do that? Well, I spoke about the 3 R's. What about the 4 R's? First R is reason. Why are you here? Why are you listening to this? What's the purpose? Second R, reality. Who's doing it? What's happening? And how is it happening? To achieve that reason. Third R, reflection. What did we learn from all of this that we can take to be better next time, or to do things differently next time? And finally, and really, really, really important, response. What are you going to do on Monday morning or after you leave here to do something with all of this? Because if you don't, we've all wasted our time. We had a great bit of fun here, but it has to get back to that reason. There's another reason coming up, another mountain to climb. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks very much.